Let's get it right. We're serving big bear vibes every Friday night. Aeson's got his glitter bear on high and jaded shades, ready to read it to Phil. Spilling sass while Techy Joe upgrades the view and attempt to keep it a little classy. Good LGBTQIA plus from these mountain tops. We got a whiskey in the cup and no plans to stop. Tech news, hot takes, and a little bit of fight. So buckle up, sugar, it's gonna be a ride. Well, the mountain bears, turn up the sound. If you ain't ready, better leave this town. We're big, bold, and breaking the mold. So grab a drink and let's let it unfold.
Good evening and welcome to Mountain Bears. I'm Aeson Knight. And of course, with me tonight is Techy with Moses, Techy Joe. How are you, darlings?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you this evening?
Undercaffeinated, understimulated, not controlled by medicine, and who knows where the fuck this show's gonna go.
Yay! Send help. I mean, let's be fair. Brenda, send help. Hey, Brenda. Ah, yes. And the ADHD distraction begins.
Mm-hmm. We got to turn that down for a moment. All right. Yes.
Hold on. I think I've got this. Hi, honey. Hi.
Not shiny enough.
It's the best I can do on a moment's notice. I wasn't ready. It works, though.
Like those, yes.
It works. It's so mean, but it works.
Uh-huh. Anyhow. Yes. Aeson doesn't have his ADHD meds until the insurance gets off its ass.
Yeah, even Bertha's in on this.
Uh-huh.
Shiny.
Uh-huh. Basically. Anyhow, it's been a day. It's been a fun day. New schedule, because I don't know. Aeson doesn't work well at 8 a.m.
Fair.
We've had massive storms, which took out our internet twice now. And our power once. And it's like, God damn, I am living in the third world country. Like, South Africa has better service than we do.
I mean, I will say that the West Virginia internet is an experience.
That's needed with cocaine or Haldol, one of the two.
Yeah, it's not a good experience. It's an experience, though.
Right.
Definitely an experience.
Yes, it is. We got some interesting news. We have the first American Pope.
Uh-huh.
The only two questions I had was, one, if deep dish pizza will now be served at the Vatican, and two, will ties also be used for his DoorDash orders?
Is there DoorDash in the Vatican? Like in Vatican City? Is there?
That's a good question.
I mean, I'm sorry. Now I have to know. Like what all does is DoorDash available in my city? There's a DoorDash delivery. All right. I don't know. Can I put in the Pope? His Holiness? Like, what is the address for the Vatican? I'm just curious. Like, Oh, okay. There actually is. Oh, isn't that cute? All right. I know. Now I can find out. I hope it doesn't go all Italian on me. Oh, couldn't find that address. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So popular cities. So this looks like an entirely U.S. company. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Like DoorDash kept it. Yeah. So what's the DoorDash equivalent in Italy?
Postmates, maybe?
Oh, yeah. Brenda points out, of course, they have, dedicated staff to pick up orders. Where's the fun in that? I mean, but if you start your DoorDash from Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what it would take to get a piping hot Chicago pizza DoorDashed from Chicago. This is a pickup. Like,
Right.
how you know what I mean? 72-hour travel time, I'm sure, and I figure a decent tip.
Right. Secondly, does this mean the mob is back in the Vatican? Because they were there. Like, the original mob was in the Vatican.
Oh Jesus, he's really straight to from deep dish pizza to the mob.
Of course.
Oh God,
It's Chicago.
that's rude.
That's truth.
Really fucking rude.
Yeah, that's truth.
Like, still rude.
And you don't pay me to be nice.
We don't pay you. You just keep showing up.
Point.
Fair.
And yeah, I'm going to be ruthless tonight, guys.
Fair.
But no, we have Pope Leo the Fourth.
Good strong Pope name.
Mm-hmm. When was the last Leo?
Wonder if that's struggle at first, where it's just like you turn around and it's like, oh, me. Right. I'm the Pope. Forgot.
Yeah. I don't think so. Wow, they went way back. The last person named Leo the Third was Pope Leo the Third, who died on June 12th, 1816.
All right. So had a good 200-year gap on that name.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Oh, well, you can get a weatherproof router for your tree.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I just learned tonight.
Is that all? Like, of course you can get a weatherproof router for your tree. You can get a camera there. You can be able to get a router there.
Yeah, you can do Wi-Fi 6 as an outdoor router, an AX3000, wireless router, Wi-Fi mesh extender with power over Ethernet, and it is weatherproof, and it is also camo. It is literally okay. Sorry, I might go camping, is what I just learned. The trees are getting Ethernet. Power over Ethernet, no less.
Nice.
Yes. I'm down for it.
Okay, so he's dealt with, the third dealt with political policies, theological policies. Okay, this should be interesting.
Yeah.
Yep. Because for those who don't know, when they name like Pope the Fourth, Pope the Fifth, Pope the Sixth, they're looking to reenact or have someone that has the abilities to do what was done during that time. So you can look at the past history and go, these are the things they're probably looking for him to deal with.
Like, what's the direction we're headed in?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, so we didn't get our what Brazilian Pope was that?
Brazilian Pope. We got Pompeo.
We got American Pope.
Yes.
It just doesn't feel the same. Like I was all excited for a Brazilian Pope.
Mm-hmm.
American Pope is just like, eh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he may be a great
reverse.
Pope.
We will
But
see.
it's still, it just. Do you
My
know how
guys,
scared I was
neither one
though
of
in the
us.
beginning that after that whole conservative like punchline thing about make him Pope, I was like, oh God, don't tell me they actually did it.
No.
Oh no.
Right.
No, like this is a nightmare. No, like now I'm sure we need to reboot the simulation.
Right.
That's where I was going to be with that. Like,
Right.
I don't care. I don't care. We can go to the 1800s. I'll fucking die of dysentery. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you make the orange Cheeto the fucking Pope, I will just reboot the sim. And we can go back and die of dysentery. That's where I'm at. Just I'm done. At that point, there is no way that is a functional conclusion.
Well, then he want to be an American president because he can't hold both statehoods.
Oh no! Whatever shall he do? And like the weird part is like I think the rest of the world would put up with him as Pope because of that.
Right.
And would be like, well, but America.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's not ideal for Pope, but America, you're back on track.
Right.
And we're back. Like, don't you feel like that's going to be I'm sorry, I know we've been trying to stay off this topic, but here we are.
Right.
Don't you feel like that's going to be like 2028 and beyond is like, and we're back.
Right.
Like, sorry about that period. And we're back.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
I totally do.
So Brenda was hoping for the Irish one. That would have been fun.
It would have been interesting to have an Irish Pope again. I think that would have been interesting. I was purposely rooting for an Asian Pope because I think that would bring a lot of more of the festive side of popes back into business.
That could be fun. That could be fun.
Yeah.
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 I mean, we kind of haven't had a fun Pope.
We haven't had a festive Pope in a while. I mean, like up until like the Red Shoe debate, there hadn't been any fashion quest or anything with the popes.
I mean, true. Really is kind of that one look, though.
Well, no, there's actually like 5 looks of popes.
I mean, still though.
Yeah.
Do you ever wonder if the Pope just gets up one morning, opens his closet, and is like, what about leather? Could I get one of these in leather? Like, can I at least experience a different material?
You don't want a Pope in leather. Because that normally means a plague is going on.
Oh, well, that's true. Devin says, is it me or does the new Pope look like Bill Murray?
Agreed.
Oh, no.
He does a little bit.
Oh no. I've not seen. Oh. Okay, a little bit like Bill Murray. Just a little, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'm thinking of a different actor and he actually looks almost identical.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't think of the actor's name or what he's been in. Like his face is in my head, but I can't place him.
Right.
Oh, it'll come to me.
Right.
Brenda says, Joe, that's after hours. Okay, fine. But yes. Hey, Devin. The Pope is at the Caddy Shack. Fair enough, Phil. Fair enough. It finally came to me, and maybe it is Bill Murray, but I don't think it's Bill Murray. Is it Bill Murray? Is that Bill Murray?
Looks like Bill Murray in white hair.
Okay, the better option, though, I think, for lookalike Pope.
Uh-huh.
Chevy Chase.
I could see that.
I saw his not like National Lampoon time. I'm going currently. He's that's much closer, like lookalike. Chevy Chase,
Yeah.
current Pope. Is it Leo the 4th or Leo the 14th?
14th, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, just caught that. I was looking, it was like, that's XIV, that's 14.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know my Roman numeral.
Yes, you do. I kept missing the X.
You know what? After like the Tesla founder, I think we're all welcome to miss the X.
We should.
We have had an X slapped on everything for the last 15 fucking years.
I don't know why they keep doing that. Can we not?
I wish that would be lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brenda's with me. I can see that. Yeah. I mean, I think you could pull off a Chevy Chase in a movie as the Pope.
Right.
Please
I could do see
Chase
that.
hasn't croaked. Like, he's getting up there.
He is.
Like, and he's still active. Yay. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Could we not lose Chevy Chase? Do we need to make a until after we've made a biopic?
At least, or two.
At least, you know. Because just saying, I think he could pull it off.
Yep. I think it will be interesting. I think it'll be fun. All right, where do you want to go next? FBI or hot mess in Seattle?
Oh, let's move to the FBI and just knock that one out.
All right, take it away.
All right, so the FBI, end-of-life routers hacked for cybercrime proxy networks. The FBI, I'm not talking for crap tonight. The FBI warns that threat actors are deploying malware on end-of-life routers to convert them into proxies sold on the 5-SOX and any proxy networks. These devices, which were released many years back and no longer receive security updates from their vendors, are vulnerable to external attacks leveraging publicly available exploits to inject persistent malware. Once compromised, they're added to a residential proxy botnets that route malicious traffic. In many cases, these proxies are used by cyber criminals to conduct malicious activities or cyber attacks. With the 5-SOX and any proxy network, criminals are selling access to compromised routers as proxies for customers to purchase and use, explains the FBI Flash Advisory. These proxies can be used by threat actors to obfuscate their identity or location. The advisory lists the following end-of-life Linksys and Cisco models as common targets. So the Linksys E1200, 2500, 1000, 4200, 1500, 300, 200, and 1550. Then there's the Linksys WRT 320N, 310N, and 610N. the Cradlepoint E100, and the Cisco M10. The FBI warns that Chinese state-sponsored actors have exploited known in-day vulnerabilities in these routers to conduct covert espionage campaigns, including operations targeting critical U.S. infrastructure. In a related bulletin, the agency confirms that many of these routers are infected with a variant of the Moon malware, which enables threat actors to configure them as proxies. End-of-life routers were breached by cyber actors using variants of the Moon malware botnet, reads the FBI bulletin. Recently, some routers at end of life with remote administration turned on were identified as compromised by a new variant of the Moon malware. This malware allows cyber actors to install proxies or unsuspecting victim routers on unsuspecting victim routers and conduct cyber crimes anonymously. Once compromised, the routers connect to command and control servers to receive commands to execute, such as scanning for and compromising vulnerable devices on the internet. The FBI says that the proxies are then used to evade detection during cryptocurrency theft, cybercrime, for hire activities, and other illegal operations. Common signs of compromise by a botnet include network connectivity disruptions, overheating, performance degradation, configuration changes, the appearance of rogue admin users, and unusual network traffic. The best way to mitigate the risk of botnet infections is to replace end-of-life routers with newer, actively supported models. If that is impossible, apply the latest firmware update for your model, source from the vendor's official download portal, change the default admin account credentials, and turn off remote administration panels. The FBI has shared indicators of compromise associated with the malware installed on end-of-life devices. All right, so yeah. Oh, and the fun of this is no one's going to do it.
Well, the bigger fun of this is why isn't Optimum rushing to push out new router boxes?
Well, the reality is most of this isn't gonna be Optimum. That is the problem. A lot of these are older, much older devices that are pretty much home user devices. Like this is what you go to Walmart and buy.
Right.
And some of these, like the E1200 is really old.
Right.
I mean, they truly are. The E2500, also a much older router. Dear Lord, that is a much older router. Let's see, I'm trying to see if there's any of these that are fairly, because end of life doesn't necessarily mean super old. Some devices were like here and gone in like 5 minutes. As in, for whatever reason, they decided, we're not going to support that. Sometimes, and there's a ton of reasons. So yeah, like the 4200, the E4200 series. Yeah, that one's.
Well, isn't the E2500 available?
The E4200, that was sold up until just a couple of years ago. I don't
know. I'm hitting Walmart. Let's see what we can buy.
Oh yeah, like it's kind of. Again, these would still be budget line. Like you'd still see people using them. They're budget line devices.
Right.
I mean, it's not doesn't surprise me. And that's kind of the problem. Yeah, these were that weird series of lookalikes. It was when Linksys and Cisco started partnering up and creating near duplicates.
Right.
That's why you're seeing some of the they all look the same, or roughly the same. But these are older devices. like if you're still using them, my God, your internet deserves the boost. The only problem being is the replacements are so expensive.
Right.
It's nothing to sneeze at. Like a decent new router is at least $100 and some. You can get another budget router. I will tell you right now, it's already with the manufacturer into life. It's probably going to be a next target.
Right.
I mean, it's just the reality.
I don't know. I really like our Nighthawk. It does very well.
It does, but it's also moving into that end of life list.
Yep.
Like, and that's it's some of the problems that we faced with cell phones.
Right.
And like the anger and outrage of something that was in your hand being end of life by a manufacturer within like before your contract's even up.
Right.
So you're sitting there going, well, I'm pretty much forced to replace this.
Right.
Because now it's not getting updates, it's not getting security updates, it's not getting the latest version of anything.
Right.
And it was a very quick cycle of obsolescence.
Right.
So, you know, with enough consumer outrage, we finally saw that, okay, we're gonna, you know, do a little more and support those devices for longer. But the problem with routers is a lot of people will buy them and they think of it kind of as a one-time purchase. Like it'll go along running for years.
No.
Like you don't think about
every 3 years. Hello, Aeson Shiny. If you guys were wondering.
Yeah, say blue eyes. But no, well, I mean, but what I see in the wild is that most consumers buy a router and it just sits there on a shelf quietly humming away until they have a problem.
Right.
And then a lot of times, even as IT, I've collected the $100 and some, you know, fee to go out and help them and do whatever. And basically we end up rebooting the router and, you know, cleaning it up a little bit, and they don't want to spend the money to replace it.
Right. And it's like,
well, it's worked great this long, you know. Like they'll gladly keep paying me to come out and keep the same crappy router.
Right.
And it's like, guys, stop. Like, no, time to upgrade. Time to upgrade. Like, sorry you didn't get told this. It's time to upgrade. They don't live forever.
Right.
For our household, functionally, we do end up replacing about every 3 years.
Yeah.
It's about the life of a router around here.
Last we get really mad. Like I've killed routers. Like they may even still be on Gizmo's channel. I killed 2 router and cable modem in like 2 months.
Potentially, yes. We had so many issues all right there together that it was like, I don't know what this problem is. And literally the only solution that we got to work was to replace it again. And it's like, this is freaking ridiculous. There was like a month we spent like $700, $800 on networking equipment. Which is ridiculous. Okay. Like I'm A1 on that list because that's ridiculous. That is, I was literally to a point, if we have to make one more purchase on this front, I am ordering commercial equipment and we're just going to move on from there.
Yeah.
And you know, 900 square foot house with, you know, corporate level, 1,000 user support, networking equipment, and it's like, the hell, yes, it is.
Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes I need it.
Like I was quickly getting beyond the idea of I'm going to reset this month one more time, because it's about where we were at.
Yeah.
But we did finally get that situation resolved. That it was nuts. It was absolutely internets. But these are older devices. Like I'm looking at like the E4200, trying to figure out what its release date was. But it's because sometimes it's easier to tell by that. Because some of the devices are left out there for a while.
Well, what's sad is I can.
2011. Jesus, 2011.
Well,
Last updated 2013. Like, hi guys, if you've got a Linksys E4200, just go to Walmart. Go to Walmart.
But don't get the
Stop watching the show. Go to Walmart. Like, you can come back and watch us later on your brand new router. You will fucking love the experience so much more. But like, stop what you're doing. Go to Walmart.
I'm not sure Walmart's the best place for them, because literally I'm bringing up every router still on the market.
Yeah. Oh, how bad is Walmart currently? Well, now you do have to remember, make sure that when you are searching Walmart, that you're actually looking for stuff they physically have.
Okay.
Because that's been a mess recently.
Mm-hmm.
Since they have added or extended the site into their kind of online marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Watch out for that, especially with like networking equipment. Most people don't know what the hell they're buying. They don't care. Just make the internet work. And I'm being legit. It's most of how the world thinks of networking equipment is just do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care what you are. I don't care about your specs. I make the internet go fasties and work.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all any of us really care about at the end of the day. And so it is one of those markets that most consumers don't pay a whole lot of attention to. They're not looking to drop a crap ton of money. They just want their internet functional. And therein lies the problem, is when you start trying to look for a deal, sometimes what you end up buying financially looks like a great deal, but if you don't know what you're looking at, one black box with antennas looks like another black box with antennas that looks like another black box with antennas. Not realizing that someone has recycled equipment that is like 5, 10, 15, 20 years old that manufacturers tried to liquidate.
Yeah.
And someone bought a stock of it and they just keep selling it.
Right.
They got it at a dumpster dive of a deal, and sometimes legitimately out of a dumpster. Because, hi, what do you think happens to this stuff anymore? They don't send it back to manufacturer for the most part. They just dump it in a dumpster, which is its own problem.
On so many levels. So please make sure you update your computer, your router software, your modem software. Replace the equipment when it's at end of life, or you will become a weapon.
Yes. The upside is your newer routers typically handle this on their own. They are going a little more forward with the idea. Especially once, if you have a router that literally has an admin password printed on the bottom, your router is too old, stop it.
Yes.
Stop right there. You need to move that forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also reset that password, because that password has been used with every router.
Yeah, there's a fair number. Like the newer ones come with software that is a lot more advanced.
Right.
It starts out actually typically anymore without a default password, and it sets that up at every reset. So it's initial setup. That's the first thing. You cannot do anything else until you set a password.
Right.
Like, that is your A1 item. So, They're getting better. They're getting better. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's, I know I've gotten a number of questions about this show from non-poly people, but even poly people are going, what the hell?
Oh, yeah. So our Poly Families brings us the Poly Family Show on TLC. Seems like a mess to me. Started watching the show with my wife, and we made it about 30 minutes in before we shut it off. Polyamory families operate in many different ways, but the feeling I get watching it is there's a massive amount of issues with this quad. Oh, is that the quad that like doesn't want to know who's the dads of the kids?
Yes.
And oh god, because we talked about that and you were all excited for it, and it's garbage. Got it.
It's garbage. It's steaming hot garbage. The husbands don't like each other. One wife is more kinkier than the other, so it's a question of where that's going. And then, like, one wife, this is a close quad, is starting to look for a female relationship outside the quad. So that even causes me even more concern.
Yeah, well, so this comment goes on. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's edited in such a way to make poly families look bad. I don't know. My wife and I are in a closed quad poly family with another couple. The males are straight, the females are bi and are dating. My wife's girlfriend is also my girlfriend, and my wife is dating her girlfriend's husband. We would all marry if possible. We've been a closed quad for nearly 10 years. Our kids love them. We don't seem to have an ounce of the problems that this TV show Poly Family has. Anyone else feel the same? It was hard to watch.
All right.
I mean, I've got to go with my eternal commentary on this reality television show phenomenon that is still fucking going on. They don't pick normal people. They want ratings. They pick families that are dysfunctional. They knew in the beginning Cody Brown was a hot fucking mess. They knew in the beginning the Duggars were a hot fucking mess. They knew. 16 and pregnant? Like, you think the people that gave you 16 and pregnant don't have a formula down for finding fucked up people to follow with cameras?
Well, I find it even more horrifying, some of the things they drag up, and some of the things that they're making into big news, and it's like, and what's the cookie?
Well, you've got to sensationalize it.
Well, I get that, but at the same time, I'm more horrified for this couples who that are drifting and thinking that, oh, this is how it's done, and it's like, no, it's not done that way.
All right, for anyone out there that still thinks the Learning Channel is a lesson in life or anything else in their newfound success with a well, not even newfound at this point, but in their found success in the reality television market, please understand this is what the hell replaced Jerry Springer. Reality television replaced Jerry Springer, Ricky Lake, Sally Jesse Raphael, you name the daytime talk show host and the shit show train wrecks they used to put on air. TLC came along and went, hang on a minute. What if instead of just seeing this group of people for one episode, or a couple of episodes, because they did those reunion Where Are They Now? What if we stretched it out into its own fucking television series? Just find the most fucked up people we can. Like, find the best of the best and just pump out a TV series. Give them money to look stupid.
All right. But at the same time, let's address some of the things that would be alarm bells for me. Okay. 2 of the poly people not liking or even speaking to each other.
Yeah, there's your sign. This is going to end disastrously. Yeah. Do you know what TLC heard when they found that out? Ching. This is going to be some drama. Okay. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay. Not having a universal like group chat.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
You know,
Communication is broken. This
Yeah.
is going to go well.
this is going to go swimmingly stupid.
Basic communication.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 2025. How many monogamous married couples
mhm.
can manage anything without a chat?
Right.
Like, it's just a constant ongoing chat, and it probably sounds like, so what do you want for dinner? I don't know. You choose. What do you want?
Mhm.
Now multiply that times 4 people.
Mhm. Or
That's
8.
what that should look like. That's what this
Yeah.
should look like. It's a group chat where we all just keep going, what do you want for dinner?
Chocolate ice cream with brownies, sprinkles included. Double shot of a mocha espresso, and I don't know, some sushi to go along with it. You know.
Brenda, if you want to edit that segment, I will get you the address for his doctor. And you can just send that right on.
But point being is, like, and they're done, and the fucking alpha male energy in this house must be so big you have to spray it down with Lysol.
Oh, we have hierarchy. We have hierarchy. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. We've already seen Cody Brown pull that shit.
Over and over again. And the times I've gotten asked, who leads
people, and people keep watching.
Well, I get that. And I get to keep watching.
It's like when... How many times did we watch, like, 16 and Pregnant, 15, whatever the fuck? And you sit there, and it's like, so this AB honor roll student and this teenage dirtbag who's probably almost 20,
mm-hmm.
you know, but she's 16 and she has a hot, cool boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, she's pregnant. It's the same story.
Well, it is the same story, but at the same time, it's got new labels, new things that people are not used to. Like, close poly means that you're not dating anyone that's not in the cube.
Oh, let me guess. The thing we find out before the end of the first season is who the fuck is cheating.
Oh, we know they're all cheating.
Caught it close poly.
Yeah.
That's going to be the surprise.
Mm-hmm.
I will almost guarantee it. Maybe season 2, they may drip that out later, like they may hint it along the way. Like, he seems to spend a lot of time, you know, at work. He's always working.
Mm-hmm.
Always gone to work.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta stay late at work. Traveling for work. You know.
Okay, and then the other page of this is, okay, we have one person working. The other 3, I don't know what the fuck they're doing all goddamn day. Like, one is apparently managing the children, but doesn't tell the rest of the parents that a child is grounded and why they're grounded, because they lied, until dinner, when he yells at the dad for talking to the child that's grounded.
What?
Yeah.
If you don't, okay, I understand, like, you know, parentally, you'll make some choices about grounding your children and things going on, and maybe it is easier to like single head the child disciplinary position. I can understand that, but if you're not communicating, one, no one's going to know that. 2, at dinner, you will, like, hi, there are some things that, like, I can understand taking away from a child as part of a punishment for, you know, bad behavior, but being spoken to at dinner, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Like, is there a therapist on standby for all the therapy this kid's gonna need?
Especially when this is one of the pre-existing children, so we know that he is not her dad.
Like this I like already starts to set off vibes of like that swapping or trading spouses, whatever.
Basically,
The one where it was like she got internet meme to death. Like, you know, she was fucking crazy religious, and like she just started screaming.
Mm-hmm.
And no, this is no. Oh, see, and I don't mind when adults put themselves into reality television series land. My problem becomes when there are children in tow.
Right.
Especially like I don't know how you roll a camera and sure, watch the adults do crazy shit to each other. That's fine.
Right.
How do you stand by with a camera and literally video document child abuse? And just let it happen.
Right.
And just keep letting it happen. This is how I would get fired from most of these shows. I'd watch shit like that and be like, "Hi, 911. What's your emergency?" This parent needs a psych eval because they were abusing the fuck out of this child.
Well,
I have hours of videotape.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no, they're not hopefully not beating the hell out of this child. No, they're not doing that. But the things they were doing psychologically to this child are like, holy fucking shit.
Right.
Like, this is going to be so much therapy.
Right.
Wrong on so many levels. But yeah.
But no, and like the other things, like not knowing it's all kids. The kids are everybody's kid. Get over it. You brought them into the package. Everyone's going to parent them. That's the nature of the beast.
Yeah, but it sounds like there's no agreement on how that works.
Well, of course not. You know, it sounds like there's no agreement on nothing except who carries your pillow from one bedroom to another.
This is like the TLC goldmine at this point of reality television.
Well,
and these I think these are things somewhere on a list they are looking for is like how dysfunctional, like just check boxes on a list, like not functional co-parenting, not functional relationship communication, not, this is going to make great TV.
Right.
Great TV.
It's making great reviews. I've seen most of the reviews. I've read a few. I've watched some clips of it. Unfortunately, I probably won't watch it because it'll affect my blood pressure too much.
Oh, is it going to be like watching a psychic in a movie for you? Like,
most likely, you know, the only movie that I can actually sit down that has a medium in it and go, ooh, now she's finally found her spirit guide, Chevy Chase, which actually looks kind of cute. Let's go for this.
Yay. And it all comes full circle now.
Yes.
But yeah, no. But no, I like, yeah, it's a reality television show on TLC. Who doesn't expect it to be a hot mess?
True.
That's the point. It's the point. I mean, and to some degree, I mean, there were a lot of things shown about the actual positive effects.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a side note, of reality, or not reality television, excuse me, of talk show. Mm-hmm. And this whole Jerry Springer phenomenon that everyone's like tuning in. It is apparently beneficial to people.
Okay.
To watch television that includes people that are so fucked up.
Right.
Easily identifiably effed up. and just sit there in their, like, you know, recliner of life, you know, whatever situation has occurred, and just be like, are you stupid?
Right.
Why would you do that? Why would
Right.
you act like that? What is wrong in your head? It actually improves people's mood. It actually benefits them to watch the train wreck
Right.
and be like, I'm better than that.
Right.
Like, I may not have a ton of redeeming qualities, but I'm doing better than these people.
Right. Ooh.
Interesting.
Okay, throwing you some quotes. From one of the writers, go to the gold section. I mean, one of the actors, go to the gold section.
Okay. So let's see. Polyfamily reality series. So yeah, what do we got? Oh, the gold section. Okay, cool. Just a reminder that filming was not recent. TV demands drama and our family is stronger than ever. She wrote in an Instagram story on March 17. Thank you for all your love and support. In another post, Taya reminded people that what they'd see on the show wasn't necessarily an accurate portrayal of their day-to-day lives. Public service announcement: if you can't separate real life from TV, then protect your sanity and don't watch, she wrote. In a comment on another post, she noted that she has, quote, zero control over the show and how her family is portrayed. Given that there's a risk that polyfamily might misrepresent their lives, why do the show at all? Taya said that they still wanted to take the opportunity to show people what polyamory is really like. How do you show people what polyamory is really like if you have no control over the show and it doesn't accurately portray your life?
Right.
You know what I mean? Okay. Quote, we've always promised to take every opportunity that we could to normalize polyamory, and this is a big one, she wrote on Instagram. No matter what, one thing is for sure, we did our absolute best to represent love, family, and community in all its beautiful complexities. Quote, we are so incredibly grateful for each and every one of you who have shown us love, kindness, and support. You are the reason we get to share our story so far and wide, she added. Now buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride. I'm sorry, there's some disconnects here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there's a lot of disconnect. There's a lot of confusing statements compared to what's being seen, and we're going off of what's being seen. Honey, if you got more to show, you need to fucking speak it up.
I mean, like, yeah, so all of this was titled under Polyfamily Star Hints New TLC Show Exaggerates the Drama in Their Lives.
Hints?
I mean, it doesn't sound like hints.
No.
If these are legitimate issues,
mm-hmm.
and they're just getting played up a bit, there's a kernel of a problem there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, if you're like, even if it's getting blown out of proportion, there's still a kernel there. Otherwise, it's a whole cloth fabrication.
Mm-hmm.
So which one is it? Is it a whole cloth fabrication and you're just actors on a show? Or is this reality and there's at least a kernel of a problem being captured in a way that makes you look bad?
Right.
Because you either have a problem or you don't.
Right. Or you have a major problem and you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Quickly.
But I don't see how you think that engaging with that is positive. Like, I understand representation is kind of everything at some points.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you think this helps?
Right.
I mean, maybe from a perspective of if you can watch it play out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, well, we don't have communication. This is how that blew the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Guess we shouldn't do that. Let's not do that in our poly relationship.
Right.
I could sort of follow the bouncy ball there, but that really starts to blur the line between like what is reality.
Right.
Because if this is you acting out a dramatized version of your life based on maybe not a script as much as a kind of idea premise
Mm-hmm.
of, all right, this is going to be the one about how, we don't communicate.
Right.
And go, and scene. Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay, that's better, sort of. But it means that's not reality television show. That's a slightly unscripted television production. That's not reality. There's no reality.
Right.
There's an illusion of reality, but it's far more connected to, like, I don't know, bad wannabe filmmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're just gonna follow, like, you're gonna give your friends an idea, and we're all gonna get together after school, and we're gonna use my dad's VHS camcorder
Mm-hmm.
and go.
Right.
And like, okay. Filmmakers go through that phase, but like typically they move beyond that phase. Like, that's what film school's about.
Right.
Like, what happened?
Right.
Like, that's Oh, but yeah.
So I don't know if they're trying to cover their asses up after they've seen how bad their shit was, if this was a lot of growing pains of a polyamorous relationship, because we've had ours.
Well, I mean, that's going to be fair to everyone, but
right.
You kind of have to connect and own it. Like, if you really want to do a service to the poly community,
right?
Connect with we didn't know how fucked up we were until we could sit back and watch ourselves on television and go, oh my God.
Right.
Like, what the hell is this?
Right. Or why the fuck are we doing this?
Yeah. So I think if that's what happened, I would hope you would see them get better over time. Maybe someone leaves, maybe they work through their issues. But that doesn't ever seem to be the route these things go, because they tend to pick at least one severe narcissist in a group that kind of controls everyone else.
Right. Well, what I find interesting, because I went to the Instagram and then I found a YouTube. They seem to be still together. So they've had to work out something.
Or not. Sometimes bad relationships, you want something that just will keep going. The sad reality is a lot of bad relationships are the fucking Energizer Bunny of relationships. They will just keep going. Like 2 or more people that are just like, I don't fucking care anymore. Just keep paying the fucking bills until one of us dies. It's not ideal, but how many times have you seen those relationships 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years? Like, they absolutely just don't care anymore.
Right.
They stop. They don't care about each other. They don't care about themselves. They are tired. They don't want to hear it. They're just shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going till one of us croaks.
Right.
I mean, it's an option. It's a choice
Right.
we can make.
It is. It is an option. Sometimes not a great option. Sometimes an option that needs, like, I don't know, a little work.
Yeah. Lots of work. Lots of work.
Lots of work. Lots of creativity. Lots of refocusing. Lots of going, this sounded cute on paper. It sucks now.
Yeah. What? Fix it. Don't fix it.
Fix it or forget it.
Yeah. Something.
Yeah. All right. So let's pop over and see what guys over 40 have for us. Or Ask Gay Bros over 30.
Oh, there you go. Ask Gay Bros over 30. All right. Got me a link yet, or just going to go there?
I'm going to choose one here in a minute.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Granted, I'm trying to find one that we can read because apparently the brats have entered the department.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No. Why does that have to happen to every popular thing?
I don't know. Maybe they shut down the kitty section at Barnes and Nobles.
Harsh, but true. Like, where are there even Barnes and Nobles physical stores left?
How do I have an
Like,
internal?
I don't mean to sound crazy. I'm just like, I can't think of the last time I walked into a brick and mortar bookstore.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's take this one on. Edit it if you need to.
All right. So, Ask Gay Bros over 30, this one's tagged 40 to 44, needs some relationship advice. I was not looking for a relationship at all. I was single for many years and I was perfectly happy. One day, this guy messaged me. He couldn't have been more different from the type of guys I usually dated or hooked up with. However, one of my friends kind of sort of knew him and said he was a nice guy. Let's see where this goes. Fast forward, we've been together for 5 months. He is amazing. He's 11 years younger, but it's not an issue, and I love him so much. Despite that, I wasn't looking for anything. I now can't picture him not being in my life. I've learned to live with his weed smoking, which I hate. I know. Weed is not a big deal. I hate it mainly because the smell makes me insanely nauseous. And the fact that he doesn't want kids is something I can live with. I've been unemployed for a considerable time. I'm actively seeking employment. He pays for 99% of the things and gets mad at me if I try to contribute. As I have previously worked in contract roles, I'm applying for both contract and regular positions. Unfortunately, I sometimes received 1 to 3 contract applications at once, and I may only have a couple of days to review them thoroughly and complete the application, which can involve a 15 to 20 page document. On the other hand, if I do find a regular job posting, it may only be up for a couple of days and it could potentially have hundreds of applicants. So again, I have to focus on getting it in as soon as possible. The other issue is that I've recently moved into the interview stage for an amazing opportunity. Still, the employer is moving significantly faster through the process than I was initially told, which is not a bad thing. Still, it doesn't give me much time to prepare properly for the interview as I work in a fairly technical field. I'm throwing myself completely into preparing for the first interview and now the second, which are within a week of each other. He doesn't have any responsibilities. He's living at home to save money for a move. However, he doesn't contribute at all to the household expenses, including groceries, bills, etc. His parents even drive him around since he can't legally drive due to how much weed he smokes. We've been spending 1 or 2 evenings together during the week, and then we usually spend from Friday night to Sunday afternoon together, either at my place or his. The problem is that he's mad or frustrated with me when I cancel plans for either applying for the job or preparing for the interview. I try to explain to him that I don't always have much time to apply for a job, or in this case, to prepare for an interview properly. In the case of the interview, we made plans based on the fact I was told they wouldn't be making any decisions for 1 week, then ended up getting an invite for a second interview within 24 hours, and they wanted to interview me within 48 hours of the first interview. He thinks that because I'm unemployed and I have complete control over my schedule, I should make time for him and not cancel plans. He doesn't account for the fact that I also have to take care of a parent with a mental illness, take care of the house, take care of the animals, do all of the cleaning, etc. So when I'm not job hunting or with him, I do have things to do, and I'm not just sitting around. So I need some advice on what to do. He may be right, and because of how long I've been single and how desperate I am to find work, I'm not seeing his perspective entirely, or really seeing a path on how to be with him when unexpected things come up. I just honestly don't know. If I'm completely wrong and I'm the a-hole, tell me and I can take it.
Not the asshole.
Oh, dude. Dude,
not an
it's
asshole.
this is very confusing. Like, he doesn't work, he has to be driven around, but he pays for 99% of things?
Rich parents.
Apparently.
Well, I'm sure he gets an allowance.
And I don't know how much of that is probably just to get the weed out of their house for a couple of hours.
Probably.
A couple of days. Like, there's... I'm just at, like, run while you can, dude.
Yeah.
Because I'm going at best, this is a 33-year-old pothead who has no employment, no clue what the hell they're doing, and is just kind of floating.
Mm-hmm.
I see why this was not your type. I don't think this is anyone's type.
Right.
Because what's your long-term theory here, man?
Yeah.
Like, y'all are gonna, like, move in together? You're gonna be the one that just drives him everywhere and does everything for him, and you hope mom and dad don't kick the bucket for another, like, 40-50 years so they can keep writing a check? Like, you hope there's a trust fund?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how is this working? This sounds miserable.
I don't think it's working. Also, I've ran into dudes like this. They hear I'm a CEO and I run my own business and work for myself. Oh, great! That means you can spend as much time. Fuck Noah. Get into the calendar. See my schedule.
Well, like, the self-employed thing does throw people. The work from home thing throws people.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about that at length before, is just this mentality is, unless you physically go to a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday,
mm-hmm.
It's not a real job. So you can do whatever you want because you're not
mm-hmm.
a real adult.
Mm-hmm.
And it's there's a lot to unpack there, and you really need to work on that perspective.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, if you have that perspective, there's a lot to unpack there, and you really need to work on that perspective. Because I'll tell you right now, you're treating people really horribly. Because I've heard those words and I've seen what happens when people say them.
Mm-hmm.
And typically there's this really screwed up mindset about what that means.
Right.
Typically a crap ton of disrespect for people and a lot of problems.
Right.
Yeah.
and it quickly turns
Run while
into
you
run.
can.
Yes. Do you
I'm
not
not
fall for
saying
those
run
persons?
straight to the next most boring, horrible human being you can, meet, but because it sounds like maybe your type has been very like career driven, super focused, like
Hmm.
workaholic. It sounds like maybe that's where your type's been.
Right.
Big and effectively, you found a fuck boy. I hope you enjoyed it. Um,
And I think you
and
may need to label him that.
like, I'm sorry, he sounds like a fuck boy.
Agreed.
Like, I get if you've been dating, more mature, more responsible, more career driven people for a while. I get it. I got it. Totally down with it. Like, you deserved a fuck boy. You've had your fuck boy. You're done with your fuck boy, is what you're effectively saying. Like, it's fuck boys are fun, and then you move on.
Right. And you get serious and you find a good relationship and you find someone that has shared values and work ethics and ideas of at
Or you
least what they
don't.
want to do, or you don't, and that's
I
okay
mean,
too.
you can, yeah, you like enjoy your vacation relationship is basically what it all boils down to,
Hmm.
until it doesn't work for you anymore, until it's too whatever.
Right.
And then, take your time, do your thing, and if you meet someone that's kind of a little more moderate,
Right.
not a fuck boy, not the type of guy you've been dating either,
Hmm.
someone kind of in the Goldilocks zone of like, this is a reasonable adult,
Hmm.
who's functional,
Right.
and but not one extreme or the other, then maybe you should consider like going somewhere with that. But otherwise, if this is who you want to date, is if this is who you're having fun with,
Right.
then have fun, but not after it quits being fun. That's, you're done.
Right. And
Like,
this is just my advice because I tell every man I date, and you might need to tell them this too. Job and work come first.
I mean, or should.
Yeah.
Like, I like you, and you shouldn't be. The more important part is you shouldn't be made to feel bad about that.
Mm-mm.
Like right now, you're like, this is reasonable. Like, you're very detailed and completely reasonable on this.
Right.
Is that like, look, I don't have time right now.
Hmm.
Like, I've got stuff to do. I
Hmm.
have the added stress of trying to find a regular position or find another contract, and like, I can't just go be a fuckboy boy toy.
Right.
You're gonna like go do something else.
Right.
Do whatever you need to do. I think maybe some of your relationship problem here is you're counting this like, and I'm not saying it's not a relationship exactly, it's a situationship. But I think you've been kind of long-term oriented on this idea, and it's like, there's no long-term to be had.
Right. Like
Um,
there's nothing to grow from with this.
like, you kind of treating like he got you the ring, and you're getting a little wifey over here,
Hmm.
and you have not unlocked the wifey privileges. You know what I mean? Like, you're
Right.
looking for something a little more supportive,
Right.
and things like that. That's not where you're at. That's not what you got. That's not how
No.
this works. I kind of doubt he's not seeing other people. To
Well,
be
I kind of
blunt,
right.
I really doubt he's not seeing other people.
And I don't know how he could not be seeing other people.
I mean, yeah, I don't think you're gonna hurt this guy by being like, bye. Um, this very much reads like it's a disposable relationship for him. It's
Well,
fun, it's enjoyable while it lasts. It's not
mhm.
really serious. you know, it is what it is. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Disposable relationship isn't the problem. Treating people like they are disposable, that's rude.
Right.
Don't do that. There are still people. Stop doing that. Not OP. I think you very much respected him as a human being, but now you're moving into the territory where you think you have to give up your job hunting to entertain him. And no,
not at all. You know, and you can't do that. You can't functionally do that. You can't sustain that. He doesn't have the ability to pay fucking bills because it's too goddamn high. He isn't going to pay your mortgage. He doesn't even remember your dog's name.
Can you afford his marijuana habit?
Ooh, that's even a bigger question.
I mean, seriously, if you're to the point that, like, you know, this is all dude does, are you going to be able to afford that? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if this goes long term, that's going to be a budgetary item that you may have to consider. Is, can you date someone 11 years younger than you that has like a $5,000 a month weed habit?
Right.
Like, seriously.
Right.
That may be bigger than your rent, bigger than, you know, anything else in your life. Your total expenses could be less than that.
Right.
Can you afford that?
Right. But, you know, this is where I think he messed up. I think he messed up when he told he didn't tell the person point blank, this is how this works here. This is what we're doing. This is how we're doing this. Get over it. Or don't.
Yeah, but the weird part is I'm not really seeing this idea that and maybe this is the problem. Is it seems like you weren't really looking for a relationship. You weren't in that desperate gay phase. Like, because sometimes in the 40s we start seeing the desperate gay phase. Why is everyone else coupled? You know, like, what is wrong with me? And I just want someone. And, you know, you watch them do this string of you know, the love of their life this week and the love of their life next week. And, you know, the new, and it gets very confusing and it's so desperate. And it's like, chill. It sounds like you came at it from the opposite direction, OP, where you're like, you know, dating's fun, hooking up's fun. Like, you seem really laid back in general. Like, your personal life seems really just like whatever. You know, you're not throwing yourself desperately around, but you're not really making an effort either.
Right.
To look for or have any kind of like conceptualization of what you're looking for. So it sounds like you just kind of went, well, this is fun. And I don't think you really spent a lot of time going, does this work for me?
Is this
like,
worth
what am I doing here?
Right.
So I think you need to spend a little time with that and figure out, like, what are you doing?
Right.
But I think you do that after you finish your job search. Then you have time to unpack the, like, 11 years your junior weed-addled fuckboy.
Right.
Because I'm going to call this a phase.
I think it's a phase.
I think you're going to get to the other side of this one and be like, what was that about?
Right. Or who was his name? Like, weirdly, that can occur also.
Yeah. Yeah. I think one way or another, you're going to get to the other side and just be like, I don't know.
Right.
I did a thing. I don't know why I got so caught up in the thing. Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry. This went a lot of directions, though.
Well, it does because it touches so many pieces. You know,
well, like, yeah, because like, I'm reading through it and it's like, oh, he's 11 years younger and totally different. Cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's great for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, like, you quit dating the same carbon copy. Awesome. You found the love of your life while you weren't looking. That's good. Oh, you've been unemployed for, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, you have to read all the way through. And then it's like, oh, God.
Right. Well, and the other side of this is the piece is the side that people don't catch a lot of times, and they'll start giving flack about, oh my God, like, you need to put your relationship first. No, I need to put my power bill first and then get around the relationship.
I think if you're cavalierly throwing around the word relationship,
Mhm.
I mean, if we're talking about, like, if we recontextualize this, if we were talking about a longer term relationship,
Mhm.
they were living together,
Mhm.
or long distancing even, and we were talking about, like, you know, they're sharing finances, and
Mhm.
there's some respect here for, you know, understanding that, like, you're going through a lot right now, and they're just having a little bit of a breakdown about, like, look, I just want to be able to do some stuff,
Right.
versus I really need to find a job and this isn't really convenient right now.
Right.
That's a different conversation. And I would probably be like, all right, you probably want to try to calm down a little bit.
Mhm.
And, like, this might be a good time to give your relationship some more priority.
Right.
Not necessarily total priority, but understand that the right job will come along. And do you really want this treadmill in your life?
Right.
That if, you know, these are employers you're looking at, and it's to the point you can't spend time with someone you live with.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That you have an active, you know, future with.
Right.
And that is there for you and is supportive of you and is like, look, I get it, but hi.
Right.
That I would be like, all right, you need to reprioritize. The the immature fuckboy is just really upset because you had to change your plans.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm
Well,
sorry, I can't connect with that in a way that's like, oh yeah, the immature fuckboy totally deserves priority. It's like, what the hell? You have all the time in the world.
exactly.
Work around it, deal with it. Like, that's a version of support.
Mhm.
I understand if someone's working Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, you know, and overtime and all this, and all they fucking want is,
Mhm.
like, Saturday goddamn morning, can we go spend a few hours together? If you're coming back to them and being like, I have to apply for this job, oh my God, I just won't get a job if I don't do this. Okay, stop. Dude,
Right.
stop. That's too far.
Right.
But if we're just talking about, like, you know, the totally aloof
Mhm.
dude who has no responsibilities
Mhm.
is giving you grief because you're unavailable
Mhm.
on, like, some preset schedule or idea of a schedule or how he wants to spend his time. Oh no, take many seats.
Yeah.
Try not to smoke them, but take many seats.
Well, but no, like when we started dating, I told you my career comes first, and I can see this guy telling him that, and now he's
Mhm.
living that. And the boy's like, oh my God, you never spend time with me and you're canceling all the time. The number of times I have left you sitting in a restaurant parking lot.
Well, and like, there's realities to, like, business in general, and the things that, yeah, happen out of a job, and especially one that's on demand,
Right.
and that is very, you know, about, like, what people are going through and when they're going through it.
Hmm.
Like it's really hard to have a psychic that keeps bankers' hours and takes bankers' holidays.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like your fucking relationship doesn't blow up conveniently between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really how that. Like, I mean, for us planning, it would be great if it did.
Right.
Yeah, no.
No.
Valentine's Day off the table. Do you know how many relationships blow up on Valentine's Day? Do you, like, not you specifically, I'm talking like to anyone watching. Do you know how many relationships blow up on Valentine's Day? It's the busiest day of the year for him. People are fucking nuts by the end of that day.
Mm-hmm.
And they are calling left, right, and center. Either in the will he, won't he, propose, ask me out, spend time with me, tell his wife about me, whatever.
Right.
Or they've had their entire world rocked because he did.
Yeah.
He told his wife about you. He he left the bitch. He, all of it.
Do you know what the most given Christmas present is on fucking Christmas, though?
Do what now?
Do you know what the most given Christmas present given on Christmas, though, that I see in my business?
Vacuum cleaner?
Do what?
Vacuum cleaner?
No, divorce papers.
Oh, yeah. Got to get it in for the end of the year. You don't want to start that new year in the old relationship. I can understand.
Yeah. And it's like, all right, let's navigate through this. And sorry your turkey burned and you should have slammed it on his head. And let's go get a male attorney, or let's get a female attorney that wants to eat him alive. And, this is how we work. These are the things that I do. I look at the chart and go, okay, time for Team B to move in. Let's get you on Team A's surface first.
Yeah, and again, none of this happens in a convenient banker's hours schedule. Like holidays across the board are a crapshoot.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And that's okay. Like I expect that. I understand that. I can contextualize that. Yeah, the wife gets the divorce papers and the girlfriend gets a ring. Yeah, usually after she has a pregnancy test. Or two. Maybe a DNA test to prove paternity. I'm just saying. Shit happens.
Just saying. Shit happens. One of these days, I'm going to write the Mistress Guide.
Personally, for the straight men out there, if you are about to implode your life because your mistress is pregnant, get a DNA test. Just before you pull the trigger and blow up everything.
Right. Now, I'm going to say this to all those looking to divorce out there. Do it before June 23rd.
Do it.
Especially if you have children, do it before June 23rd. That way we can have you divorced and ready to move into school season with 2 different bus stops by then. Minister says, here's a clarification for those that don't get it. Valentine's Day for you is February 13th or 15th. You two choose. Men that have mistresses, you do not use the same floors. They are mouthy little bitches. Yeah.
Well, and judgmental. Sometimes your florist is judgmental.
Oh, yeah. And give crappy flowers to one of them.
The same bouquet. Or you send the one without your last name, the better.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That tends to rub your florist the wrong way. Some of them.
Some of them
are just like, not my life, not my problem. Thank you for your money.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And not a paid sponsorship. Dove's Floral is wonderful. You can go into Telefloral, aka Dove's, and you can order bouquets from different florists. Do not form relationships. Do not get anniversaries mixed up. If you're going to run 2 relationships or 3 relationships or 4 relationships, get a damn planner so you can remember birthdays. Don't be fucking up and making me money.
Or maybe just quit using names and cards.
Yes.
As a side note.
Yes.
Keep your messages a little more
Hallmark.
Just in case.
Anyhow.
Just in case.
Just in case. All right. So let's go into Are You an Asshole? It is in your box.
All right. So let's see what we got over here. Am I the asshole? Boyfriend doesn't pay rent or do chores, but is upset he can't decorate my home. I, 25 female, and my boyfriend, 24 male, just moved in together this year in February. We have been together for 3.5 years. I paid a full year's worth of rent up front for a trailer, and he is staying with me. He pays for some groceries very sparsely and does not do any chores or household tasks upkeep. I ask him to do without constant reminders or becoming instantly defensive. At this point, he has started growing 4 small plants in the living room. It started as just a little project I could appreciate him engaging in because of the joy it brings him, but very quickly, in 2 weeks, spiraled into him demanding to have a practical greenhouse and literal separate biome for these 4 baby plants. I'm very put off by this because there isn't a lot of space already, and on top of that, I don't feel like he does enough around the house to have a say in the decor, especially something so drastic like running a humidifier constantly, which can create mold in enclosed spaces, blockading my favorite window in the house with his grow lights, etc. He doesn't pay rent, hardly does chores without an argument, never cleans up after himself or the messes he makes, and the only thing he pays for has been the electricity bill twice now and 2 months of internet. That is it. Tide Pods, toilet paper, the bed we sleep on, furniture, shampoo, conditioner, hand soap, everything else in this home, including the home itself, I am paying for or have paid for and continue to pay for. Even every daily task, chore, and weekly chore I do myself, since he puts them off for as long as he can, taking out trash, doing dishes, wiping surfaces, sweeping, vacuuming, mopping, laundry, including his clothes too, cleaning his cat's litter box, replacing his cat's water, etc. Am I the asshole for feeling like he isn't deserving of completely changing the decor in the house whenever it suits him, since he doesn't contribute to the home whatsoever? Not the asshole. You were done with this relationship before you wrote this post. I feel like you just want some validation that you're like done with it for the right reasons. Otherwise, you've got this broken idea that you're going to keep going, and that's worse. This is over. This has been over. You are done. You have been done. You are beyond done. You are now just writing out in excruciating detail why you're done. This is the straw that broke the camel's back of your relationship. Your relationship is done.
Well, not only that, but exactly what level of plant are we doing here? Is he growing 4 orchids?
4 pot plants? Like, what are we doing? And
you know,
why?
Put in the window.
It doesn't even matter.
Right.
Doesn't even matter. At the level that you are at, it is so over. So over.
Right.
Fuck the plan. Fuck his right to do anything, change the decor or whatever. You're done. You're done. You're done.
Yeah.
So not the asshole, not that it matters. I think if this was a bit, of a more likely to last relationship or trying to last relationship, you might have some assholishness. Is
Right.
that like, look, you're going to have to compromise on these things. This is two people living together. It can't be all one.
Right. I don't
You're
include
done.
that one anymore for liabilities, my dear. Although I will say bleach is very bad on any plant, especially if it's mixed into the watering container that you know he did not fill up.
Oh, don't sabotage the plants. What did the plants ever do to her?
Took over her living room.
Fair enough. But no, I like, you're so done though.
Mm-hmm.
You're just so done.
Right.
And I mean, like, what were you expecting? You know what I mean? Seriously, like, what were you expecting? You are so done.
Okay, I don't get this. Can someone help break this? And I'm going to say this, I see it in both sides of the relationship spectrum. Why? Why do you allow someone to move into your home and live with you without a clear, this is what I expect out of you?
I think some of it for people is like, I didn't know that I had to start at the most basic points
Mm-hmm.
of functionality.
Right.
Like, I think we all have a general assumption that most people are decently functional, like 80%. Like, maybe 70% is tolerable.
Right.
And like, we can fix the rest. We can negotiate the rest.
Right.
But I think sometimes when you find someone,
Mm-hmm.
especially at like 25 and 24,
Right.
yeah, they're often not very functional. And it seems to always be the most functional finds the least functional.
Surprisingly. Like, really
Like,
surprisingly.
it's always the person that's like 99% on the adult scale.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they are basically a full-grown mom.
Right.
With like the person that like still needs a star chart. Like,
Needs more
that's
of
the
a star
level
chart.
they're at. Like, you know,
Right.
they need a list of chores, and then they need, you know, the validation of a little gold star sticker and a
Right.
yay, you did it.
That don't work
Like,
half the time, though,
that's
just FYI.
it's always the combo.
Right.
Like, in your 20s, it's always that combo.
Right.
Not that they're always, you know, in their 20s when you meet them. Sometimes you find the adult version or the older adult version.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are some guys especially that will just not.
Right.
Like, they'll make a couple $100,000 a year and like, God help them.
Right.
They will not do basic adulting.
Right. And, you know, basic adulting includes like showering, taking the trash out, paying attention when the coffee cup is empty. Like, have these discussions about what is needed to occur in your home for your home to operate before you move them in and change their address. Lay out ground rules and plans, and this is what I expect in this space.
Mm-hmm.
How hard is this?
I don't. It seems to have gotten harder. Like, I don't know. Maybe it hasn't, but because I do remember having those moments in my like late teens, early 20s, hit college, and just looking around at people like, where's your parent? You know what I mean? Like, I understand you have a driver's license and the legal right to vote,
Right.
and or drink.
Right.
Where's your parent?
Right.
Because you don't seem ready for life outside of mommy daddy verse.
Exactly.
And I don't mean that in a kinky way. I mean, like, where is your mother?
Right.
Like, I feel like, you've been abused and neglected by being alone right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think you have that ability.
Mm-hmm. Well, the poll is in.
All right.
Nope, not the asshole. Burn his shit, pack it up, bleach it, whatever. Get him out of your house.
There you go.
All right, guys, you can join us Tuesday at 8 p.m. We will be on with the Psychic Coffee Shop. We'll be talking about a lot of things, including a retrograde that's going to be one of those never-ending, generational, curse-breaking events.
Yes, and it's not a short one.
No, it's not. It's one of the longest retrogrades we will be dealing with.
Yeah. This is in a couple of weeks. It's going to be wild. Hush, says Brenda.
Uh-huh.
Fair.
And
fair.
with
fair.
Fair. It's going to be a pain. And it's even more pissed off because astronomers decided to degrade it.
Stop.
Degrade. Anyhow, so with that, we'll see you then. I will be online literally in 30 minutes. I have a new schedule. New private appointments will be occurring. Be paying attention. So with that, take it away.
All right. So, of course, we want to thank Beverly Walker, Mika G, Brenda, Joan Owen, Shannon C, Shannon D, Lady Gwendolyn, Caitlin Bell, Devin, and Bella. If you'd like to learn more about us, the show, or how you too can become a Patreon sponsor and receive all the wonderful benefits our baristas receive, please visit us at pcspnetwork.com.
Yes. And with that, guys, bye, y'all. We'll see you in the Discord.
Bye.